Hi, everyone. This is Dawn Evans Casey, and I'm the leader of Collaborating Connections. I want to welcome you all to this week's professional networking Zoom meeting. Collaborating Connections is one of more than a dozen groups within the TTR networking realm. TTR networking has been around for more than 11 years, and Collaborating Connections has been around as one of the groups for more than 5 years. Yay! Um, we used to meet in person, and since COVID, we have been meeting virtually via these Zoom calls, which actually gives us an excellent opportunity to reach out to wonderful professionals from coast to coast across the United States and around the world. We've had the opportunity to have individuals join us from Canada and the UK and the Netherlands and all over. So we certainly want to invite you and wherever you may be to come live and join us one Tuesday evening, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We meet on a weekly basis, and we do that so that we can groom strong relationships. And the TTR, the To the rescue is actually an acronym for the great things that we believe in and support as a networking organization. The R is for relationships. The E is for education. The S is for success strategies. The C is for community. The U is for understanding. And the last E is for execution. For all that we talk about and share and learn, it really would be nothing if we didn't then put what we've learned, what we've heard, what we've shared into action and execute. And that's where the success, the growth, the sustainability comes from. So, once again, welcome to tonight's call. We usually start off our weekly meeting sharing any information, any wins, any good or positive happenings that we're aware of. So I want to open the floor to those on the call to go ahead and share anything wonderful, any wins that you've had within the past week, or any good information that you want to communicate coming up. Anybody got anything to share?
I know I'm in the dark here. I'm really here. Can you see me?
I see
um,
a glare of
um,
your glasses.
you know what is? Yeah, sorry, guys. We're driving in the car. Just happened to be that we've had a lot of things going on, and this is the only time we could go right during the call. The No, I would just say this is a great time. We're getting a lot of inquiries into networking.
Mhm.
So this time of year is usually, people I don't want to say you turn off the, you don't really turn your business off, but it does kind of, maybe in a way it slows down. But I actually think for what we do, this is a great time to really be, going to events and things because I'm getting people reaching out to us. I know I sent one to Dawn today, and I know we've got a handful of some other people that maybe right this minute, those of us who are on here who are regular members of TTR, you may think oh, I keep inviting people, keep inviting them because they may right now the excuse may be that it's too busy. I've got too many things going on or whatever. But they will. January is right around the corner. So I would just say there are people out there who are looking for networking. Locally and globally. I mean, I'm finding them, and it's funny because we still get people that are reaching out through our website, which I'm not saying we have turned that off. We haven't, but it goes to spam or to junk. And sometimes I'm looking and I'm like, oh my gosh, there are people finding us and I'm not seeing these. But I'm feeling like this is what you want to see at this time of year. They may not pop on a call right now in December, but they will in January if you keep bugging them. And I don't mean to say it like that's a bad thing, because I think we all have to keep doing it. It's that idea, people will not necessarily always jump up at the first invitation. They may need to be invited 10 times or something, literally, before they realize you're serious about it. And that and it'll be January. But January is when everybody's looking. It's like the person going to the gym to get the fitness plan started. They're eager because it's a new year. And so just do not let it down. But I just wanted to say I'm feeling very good about where we're going to be, where we're going in 2023. I didn't mean to rhyme that, but it did. So that's a good thing for me. I feel encouraged about that. Probably more encouraged about 23 than I have in a couple years. I think, the COVID thing's not going anywhere, but people are living with it and doing what they need to do. We're not where we were 2 years ago, whatever. So anyway, I hope that qualifies, but that's doing good for me.
Awesome. No, it's definitely new and good. I appreciate the introduction that you made earlier today, Jennifer, and I turned right around and sent a message to Victoria, was it?
It's Victoria, yes.
Okay.
And I really couldn't even begin to explain exactly what all she does with her business, but I'm anxious. And she did say she was hoping to be here next Tuesday. So, and I think you have the other doctor,
Yes.
I think is supposed to be here as well. So, who do you know that needs a networking? But yes, I'm very happy that I could connect her. Very, very happy to connect her. So
Thank you.
you're welcome.
I do hope that everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday last week. We didn't have our regular meeting last week so that everybody could spend time preparing and focusing on relaxation and time with family. I did in that time continue to post on our Collaborating Connections Facebook page, putting out information about why it's good to network, who we are, what we do. And I think I posted our last video as well. So people can check us out, actually look at a video recording, see what we discuss, how we interact, how we share with each other and kind of challenge each other to think, to sharpen the tools in our toolkit and to share some great ideas of potential client connections for the future. So let's just keep on doing what we do. I also want to share with the group that the referral runway is still up and running, and I know there is a increased emphasis on making sure that our members are comfortable using it, going out there, sharing referrals there, and sharing information. So I want to say thank you, Robert Hailey, for updating your referral runway information. I did notice that it was all up to date with your current company, which of course makes it even easier for me to share your virtual business card with others through that.
I do apologize for not having it. I guess I didn't know. I know I didn't complete everything, but thought I moved everything off that was not relevant, but apparently I did not. I didn't, so I appreciate you reminding me to go out there and straighten that up. So I did take care of that.
Oh, no problem. We are good. Last meeting, um, the professional development discussion that we had before we got off the phone was focused on manifestations, focusing on the positive, determining what it is that we want for ourselves and our business, and then purposefully focusing on speaking that out into the universe and making it happen. So I'm hoping that everybody took some time to kind of follow those steps that were posted on our Collaborating Connections Facebook page and practicing some manifestation. And I hope that some good things have come from it. I certainly have been manifesting about additional visitors for our group. So I'm hoping that too comes to fruition for us because there are lots of wonderful businesses out there. As I'm watching social media, Facebook, etc., knowing that we just had a wonderful Small Business Saturday. Some of our TTR networking businesses were focused on a social networking platform to present our businesses and information about ourselves this past Saturday. So thank you so much, Jennifer, for that opportunity. I'm not sure if that was recorded and is available on TTR networking. Okay, Jennifer is nodding yes, that it is. So again, if there are individuals that you may not be familiar with, there's an excellent opportunity to go check out the recording from last Saturday's Small Business Saturday to get to know some awesome TTR businesses, networking businesses. We will move right along now into our introductions. So I'm going to ask, let's see, Nancy Vesley, are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Sure. Nancy Vesley with IHC Specialty Benefits. I'm a local licensed health insurance agent out of Westfield, Indiana, helping people with the marketplace questions they may have if they're on ACAs, Medicare if they're on Medicare, small business plans if they have one full-time employee that's a W-2, we can hook them up with a small business plan. And individuals that are looking for supplements to help cover the deductibles on their health plans that they encounter year after year. We can help you with those so they don't keep coming out of your pocket.
All right. And so those are your focus connections that you're looking for right now, any of those individuals?
Yeah, ACA and Medicare are the two. Medicare is only open till 12/7 and the ACAs are only open till 12/15.
Okay. So if anyone has any knowledge of an individual that needs to be considering their Medicare options, marketplace, ACA options, or supplements to help them with the deductibles on their healthcare plans, Nancy is definitely the one that they need to chat with. I know she's done a bunch of training this year and is ready to help individuals. So thank you so much, Nancy. Does anyone have any questions for Nancy Vesley at this time? All righty. Hey, Robert Hailey, are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, I am. No problem. Welcome, everyone. Hello, everyone. Robert Hailey with Community Development Mortgage Loan Officer with Old National Bank. It's really focusing on first-time home buyers, focus on end community, Black and brown individuals, minorities trying to become homeowners. I spend my time trying to educate, advocate that of homeownership and show them that they can be there. Bring you well over 25 years of a mortgage experience. So definitely help you to understand it's not just a transaction, but more so help you to not just only to obtain a home, but also to sustain yourself in your home there itself. Old National Bank, my office is at 56, really not 56, but 8930 East 56th Street in Post Road, Indianapolis, Indiana. Come by and see me or give me a call.
All righty.
Mhm.
Thanks so much, Robert Hailey.
Yes.
Does anyone have any questions for Robert Hailey at this time?
Do you get much anybody that is out of the financial government that's over there?
Really, that building is not really kind of housed what it used to be. Most of those people are working remote. There's, so it's not a
Oh,
lot of people
wow.
in that building. They're working, a
Okay.
lot of them working remote. So because Fort Harrison is not the Fort Harrison what it used to be. It's not a live act. It's just a finance center, which basically that covers pretty much a good portion of it, but it's mostly done remotely. So it's just a finance center. It's not housing all the people that you used to house, because it's not really a fort anymore, to be honest. So
Okay.
military doesn't really have any active things going around in there, but people just know more that what they do mostly. I think if all of them came back physically to work, all the finance people will come back to that location, but they all work remotely. Majority of them.
All righty. Robert, are you still doing the programs, the educational outreach programs for, say, first-time home buyers or those interested who
Yeah, I'm again, like I said, I'm in the process of editing some of the flyers and things like that. We're going to be launching that in January. Myself and my counterpart, which is on our finance side with Old National Bank. Really, so we want to spend more time trying to get people to understand the process of buying a home, as well as walking them through. So, because I want to organically go out and find the people and educate them, because the biggest piece that why folks are not homeowners is because the lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge. And when they do talk to somebody, it's transactional because they get them to move forward. My goal is really to help you where you are and show you what put you back in the starting block and then walk you through, versus them running out and trying to run after something. That's what you run in the dark. Like we saw Jennifer in the dark there. That's how folks are. They're trying to buy homes in the dark and with no information. So my whole goal is to bring them back, sit them down, help to educate them, change their mindset, and prepare them to move forward the right way. And so they can be educated and get in the position and then be able to buy a home just so they can sustain themselves in their home. That's the goal. And that's so it's all about the mindset and getting folks to sit down and listen and getting them to, hey, you can be a homeowner. I'm going to show you how. And you can be a homeowner today. I'm going to just show you what you need to do differently and work you through that, and then get you squared up to be a homeowner. Then I'm going to introduce you to a realtor, because now you can go out with the realtor where the realtor is now it's working for you, versus this you feel like you're working for the realtor because the realtor is trying to get a pre-approval, go out and try to show your home and hope that you get to closing. So I'm trying to take away the spaghetti noise that you cooking spaghetti, throwing against the wall, hope that it stick. We're not going to do that. We're going to cook a full meal, sit down and eat it to celebrate, because you're going to become a homeowner.
awesome.
And I have dollars to help them with as well.
That's a lot. I think that's really important to share with individuals that, the home buying process shouldn't be, a quick snap of the fingers. It is a learning process.
Mm.
And for individuals to feel comfortable with their financial position and comfortable with the purchase choice that they make, and really feel like they're accomplished in all of it. It's a whole process. So I know that a lot of people are thinking right now that, interest rates are higher and they're just going to, sit back and avoid um, jumping into or starting the process until they see interest rates come down. But
Yeah.
I know that you can educate them and let them know that now is a great time to start the process. And
right, now's the time for them to be out trying to buy a home, because guess what? That seller now going to talk to you honestly about trying to sell your home, because now that seller don't have 4 or 5 people throwing some crazy offers at them. Now they're talking to you and you only. Now to sit down and talk logically with them and selling and buying a home at a decent price. And the rates are the rates, but the key point is that you can get in a home. You can always refinance later down the road to lower your rate. But now you get the home, you get to talk to someone. Hey, but they probably paying more for the renting than they are paying for a mortgage. And I really kind of turn the words balance and say, invest in yourself, because every day that you're renting, you're not investing in yourself, because you have nothing in return for what you're doing today. So to stop listen to the noise of the market and what people are saying, because that is not your footprint. Let's talk about your footprint and your footprint alone, and what makes sense for you, and help you get to move on to the next level to allow you to do so. And this is a great time for people to buy a home. Yeah.
wonderful.
And I have some great programs to help folks to get there.
Okay. Feel free to share that information with us so that we can post it on the Collaborating Connections page, as well as TTR Networking's page, and stir up that conversation with individuals. We'd love to help.
Yeah, I sent on one of the flyers over, so it's very simple
Very good. Thank you.
flyer, people to help them to do it. I sent it over.
Any other questions for Robert at this time? All right. I see Jennifer searching for something. Jennifer, are you available to introduce yourself and your business?
Muted. Sorry, guys. It's very noisy. There's Christmas music, everything else going on right here. Yes, Jennifer Johnson, and I am a relationship marketing coach, as well as the founder of TTR Networking. And let's see, I help position you to stay top of mind with your prospects, your clients, all of those people that you want them to remember you the next time they need your services. So that's what I do. And unfortunately, I'm sorry, we had to go to the store right when the meeting was, but we couldn't get out of the house. We had so many things going on at the house but anyway, so who do you know? And networking is one of those things, staying in front of your referral partners is a really big thing that you need to be doing. And I think we had a conversation a couple of weeks ago that was really, I can't remember. It wasn't the last meeting, but it was the meeting before that, I think, just talking about what networking was. And I just don't think people realize this conversation is going on a lot in a lot of my groups right now. I asked about that yesterday morning. How do we get, people who are really committed to what networking is? And I think Nancy said it really well a couple of weeks ago about, people don't even know they need it. They don't even know it's out there necessarily. So it's a challenge to get people to figure out that they need it. Because they don't even know what it is. So who do you know that's out there that needs it, but maybe doesn't even really know that they need it? Because the first step is I try to spend some time talking with people and just asking them what they're doing, what they're looking for. And sometimes that's tricky. It's just kind of getting them to most of the time the best fit is somebody who's just they're in the middle of trying to meet goals and all of this, and they don't even realize there's these kind of groups that are out there. So who do you know that needs networking or needs some tools to make the whole thing a little easier to stay top of mind? I'll be happy to help. And we just need, just connect them with me, and we'll see what we can do. So, okay.
Most definitely. Thank you, Jennifer.
You're welcome.
Does anyone have any questions for Jennifer Johnson?
Sorry, he's talking to me while you're talking to me.
No problem. I guess I just want to reiterate that visiting any of the TTR networking groups, you're allowed up to 2 visits for free at no charge. And that is simply because we want people to get an idea, a feel for what networking is and how the various groups operate. Each group has its own dynamics, its own environment. We all do introductions and referrals and so forth, but we all do it our own way. And each group meets on a designated time and date each week. So whereas this 6 p.m. hour on Tuesday evenings may not work for you, but we've got, a dozen other groups that meet at different times that may work out well. So we want to encourage people to take the opportunity to visit not only one group, but many groups, feel them out, meet the professionals, have those one-on-one chats after the Zoom meeting or the in-person meeting, and, really take the opportunity to expand your brand, to build relationships, to really get the most out of it. And then if you find, hey, this is a great group, I really feel comfortable and want to fit in, I really think I can contribute to being a part of this more regularly, let's talk about membership. Because really that's where the great relationships are built on, meeting up, talking, interacting, sharing on a routine basis, because you never know what you don't know unless you show up and become a part of it. So thanks again, Jennifer Johnson.
You're welcome. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself again. I know the box says Jennifer Johnson, but I use Jennifer's account for the Zoom call. My name is Dawn Evans Casey. And when I started with TTR Networking, my company is Spa Travel. So I'm a full service travel agent. I do everything from, car rentals and hotel reservations and getaway trips, destination weddings, cruises, airline packages, both domestically and abroad. So whatever your travel needs, Spa Travel is here to help. I want people to have an enjoyable and memorable travel experience. So I take the time to listen, find out what you like, what you need, what your budget expectation is, and provide you with some proposals as far as what will meet those needs and be an absolutely wonderful travel experience. And of course, I want you to have so much fun that you'll want to do it again and again. So if you have travel needs, planning coming up, whether it's just for yourself or for a family or a group, I'd be happy to help. Contact me, Dawn Evans Casey, Spa Travel. Additionally, since I've been with TTR Networking, I've had the opportunity to spin off a couple of other of my passions into entrepreneurial endeavors. One being a genealogy nonprofit called Claiming Your Roots. My husband and I work with families on an educational outreach basis sharing with them, teaching them what family history is about, how to do research, how to gather and document family history and put it into a keepsake format that you can share going forward generations and generations. So I have been able to link that to my travel business as well. I've gone places far and near to meet new family members and document my family history, and it's been a lot of fun. So Claiming Your Roots has its own Facebook page as well, and you can follow that for insights into family history research. And my last endeavor is Cheerful Chocolate Spirit, which I absolutely love chocolate. I love to share the follies of enjoying chocolate and chocolate brands, chocolate tasting through poetry and comic strips and interesting stories related to. So if you're interested, please feel free to follow Cheerful Chocolate Spirit as well. All right. Does anyone have any questions for me that I might be able to answer before we get into our professional development? All righty. Well, I do know, I know Robert may have spun off the call early the last and didn't may not have gotten the assignment about the manifesting success. So I'm going to ask Jennifer or Nancy, have you had the opportunity to think about and focus on any manifesting? Do you have any stories or anything that you'd like to share with the group tonight about that experience?
I don't know that I've called it manifesting. I think I've done it many times. So I don't want to sound silly, but I don't know. I think that's when we were talking about the last meeting. I think that was, I didn't know that I necessarily, but the only way I can ever make some or ever get anything to really happen is when I do what you said to do. As far as a story, I would say probably TTR networking more than anything else has been something that, I've basically, just said, we're going to do this and did it kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
I've just said, and I've told people we definitely need to, when I wanted it to grow, it was like, nobody else knows that this is going to happen, or I want this to happen unless I tell them. So I wasn't calling it that. I was calling it, it's actually those 6, saying your goals and putting them out there and sharing them with other people tends to, instead of me, I always thought if I shared it and then I wasn't, if I didn't make it, then then I was going to, I'd be kind of laughing stock, whereas that really isn't the case. The case is that if you share it, put it out there, and, don't allow for anything else but being successful at it, then it has a way of happening. Because, I'm still trying to figure out, every step of the way with it has been, with TTR has been an experience, but, I now am feeling like I really know what I wanted to, where we're going with it. So, I don't know if that makes sense, but a story would be basically that once I decided, okay, so maybe other people don't quite see it the way I do, but I'm going to share it anyway. And we've grown and we've met, the right people. the right people are here, or
Mhm.
they are finding us, I should say. So I don't know if that's what you want, Dawn, but
Yep.
that's kind of where I'm at with. So I don't know that it's something that I've done since we've been talking about it, if that makes sense. But
Yeah.
you
And I'm sure we've all got manifestation stories, and they could be titled, you could call it anything. You could call it, the law of attraction, that you
it is what I call it.
keep on
Yes,
the
pretty much.
positive, you focus on the positive, and the positive will come. You can, we talked about the execution in the word rescue. And, it's all about staying focused on our goals. So whereas at the beginning of a year, we're busying ourselves saying, well, what do we want to accomplish this year? Here we are late November. Now is the time to kind of look back and say, did I get it? And if I didn't complete it all, what's left to get done yet this year, so that I can start the whole process again fresh, renewed, uh, go a step further, grow and develop. What is it going to take? So, yeah, every now and then we do have to step out of the actual day-to-day doing and take a look at and assess where we're at. So the manifestation is all a part of that. It's focusing on the positive side. Well, what have I accomplished and what more do I need to do? And let me be focused on it. Let me say that, yes, I know that I can do this. I know that it will come. It may take some patience, or it may take some redirection, but doggone it, that's what you want. That's what's going to happen. So. Anybody else? Anybody got anything to share that contributes along the lines of the manifestation?
One thing I've done is before I get out of bed, I tell myself what I'm grateful for. And it's a practice I probably started earlier this year. It's not a lifetime, but it has made a big difference that, I don't have everything, but I have what I need, and I'm grateful for what I have. I'm grateful people around me are healthy, and it's working. Be happy for what you have. The grass on the other side is not always greener.
Yeah.
Those people on Facebook, they're not living fairy tale stories. So it's like, I'm in my own world. I'm grateful for what I have and what I've accomplished so far and what I continue to grow for.
Awesome.
And I take it that way, and it's been working.
I love that you mentioned that, because, especially we've just celebrated Thanksgiving. Some people wait until the holiday to kind of think about and focus on what they're grateful for and thankful for. But when we make that a routine behavior, to have, a thankful mindset, a grateful mindset, it's like us acknowledging to the universe, yes, I spoke that this is what I want, and I am appreciative that the universe has worked in collaboration with me to get me to this point. Yes, right. I'm thankful and happy, and I'm ready for more. And the universe gives you that nod of, yeah, their cheerleader in your background too. Okay, yeah. What can we make happen next for Nancy? Yeah. How can we join in the celebration with her? Yeah. I love that. I love that. What are your thoughts, Robert? What do you think?
Okay. All right. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Well, being thoughtful for everything you do, I guess it's having teaching to have a mindset of how you're going to pursue each and every day. To me, I tell you, it starts at the nighttime, at the conclusion of your day, recapping yourself on what went well, what did you get accomplished, what didn't you get accomplished, and what you're how you're going to start your day the next day. And there's always, you always want to sell some affirmation that will, one, you say to yourself, or you say it out loud, or you read it out loud, or you read it to yourself, that can help you to pursue your day or start your day. And always start your day on a positive note. Like I read my Bible every morning, and so that's one thing there itself. And truly believing that all that I have is not through me, is all through the grace of God that gives me the strength that I'm able to achieve, knowing that if I start my day with him, that I be less of myself, more of thee, that I'm gonna humble myself till I'm able to move forward and press on. And knowing that my goal is to treat everyone like I want to be treated, and instead meaning in my indeed, my words, my actions all must match up to what it is, to what I am, so that my walk matches my verbiage and my life. And therefore, I'm going to live in that word. And I live in that content. Therefore, I'm not having no issues. And I don't take no's as being defeat, but no's just means just a learning process of something, or to the next step of something. And that's how I see it. And that's how I've been using this space my whole life, and just trying to be more and more of God, less of myself. And my walk matches up to everything I say and do. I mean, treating everybody, watch what I say, how I say it, and most important, how you think. Because although you're not saying and doing it, you're thinking it, it creates your action. People don't realize that. So I think things. I don't look at things negatively, nor do I look at people negatively, and nor do I take what anything people doing negatively as something personal to me, because I don't know them. And I don't know what they've been doing, what flight they came on, or whatever. But I know that what I'm doing, I know how I'm controlling myself, what I'm saying to myself, and that for I get what I need, what back to me. And I've been around folks that's been negative, and they see themselves, and they end up apologizing to me for what they're doing and moving forward. But that's the approach. But it's work. It is work every day that you get up. You must work toward a better day and work toward the outcome you want, because I know we can get complacent, or we can get sidetracked thinking that the world is falling apart. I said, but when you get through complaining, I always say, when you get through complaining about what it is, standing about, now look and say, what did I do to contribute to this outcome? Because there's some contribution we gave, that we don't realize that we did. So either you're putting yourself in that position, or you're putting yourself in that defeat situation that got you there. And so own that piece and focus on how you can make yourself better, not focus so much on what the other folks did wrong, but focus on what you can do. So
Awesome.
I'll
Good
stop.
stuff there. A lot of good points that you made. One of them that just stood out to me when you said, it is work. This we have to put in the work. But when you have that manifesting mindset, as you mentioned, you're sharing this load. You're stepping out on your faith in God, and God has made a promise to help you and bless you and be by you, and you're relying on him to help lighten your load, to help you along the way. For those, no matter what their faith path is, that belief helps them share that workload, where they don't feel drowned by all of the responsibility and the results of every single action that they do. But there's either sharing the load with the universe, sharing the load with supporters and those that you are speaking your goals and your desires to. So so that really helps us as entrepreneurs as well. And sometimes it gets really daunting, the jobs that we do every day. But your faith, your universe around you, your God, may very well help lighten that load as you go, which is a good thing.
It's work. And I tell people that, and God's, there's no miracles, because like no lightning bolt's going to come down and strike and all that thing's crazy. I said, well, I said, "It- your blessing comes from your work. You know, you do the work. Yeah, it may not come as soon as you want it, like you want, like we want it tomorrow or right now today. It may not come today. It is tomorrow when it would arrive. But you got to be working toward that each and every day, and it will happen, not because really something you did, but you just did the work, put yourself in a position to receive it. And a lot of people say your blessing comes from working every day. Sometimes folks see and notice you, and people do things that way. And people, I said, you just don't realize that. I said, so if you sitting around looking or just giving the conversation, but no work, well, your outcome's gonna be the same. You didn't work for it. You're not doing anything. So you're not contributing to your tomorrow. So you got to be contributing, be actively involved in your own life for your tomorrow. If you're not actively involved in your life, just other than just verbiage, your tomorrow, you know your tomorrow already, because you living in it right now today. So, but that's what I share, and I tell people. So you got to be actively involved in what you're doing and how you want to do it, and it's really it's a focus on yourself versus anything else, anyone else. It's just like the networking here.
Mhm.
People want something from the network. I said, well, you going to the network looking for something. I said, so, but what you're bringing to the network to give to the network, because you can't go in there just to receive, got your hand open to receive something. You got to really go and put the work in, looking to give and share. And you'd be amazing that giving and sharing will help you get to your next level if you allow it and give yourself a chance. And yeah, it's not going to happen like tomorrow. It's going to be better, but tomorrow will be better. You know, if you put the work in, you'd be amazing that you stick around, you do the work and do things and come up and participate, and you know all the things that the network offers. You will get something from it that can take you to the next level that you want, or help you get to the next level. And versus you always looking to receive. But I do know that we are human, and our human, our mortal self wants some joy, something coming back right away, because it's not matching up to what's happening right now in their life, and that sometimes is a conflict with people, and that conflict it takes people away from when they should be just have staying power
Yeah.
and to move forward, and have staying power to move forward and pursue it and put the work in. Yeah, but if you come every to the network and just sit around, okay, what's for me? Oh, I don't want to say no more. I said, well, you're participating in everything that the network offers. And I think that's what sometimes I think most folks don't stay because of those reasons. They have no staying power, the staying power and the work ethic. Because I used to tell my folks at my team used to work for me. I used to say, well, if you tell me you want to make make whatever dollar amount you want to make the next year, I said, I can take you back, walk you back through your life and say, where's the work at? Because if you didn't work every day, you only work there's 7 days a week, 5 days a week, the work day. And if only out of those 5 days, you only work one day, well, your results are what it is. You didn't give the work every day. If you didn't give the work every day, you can't expect to have the outcome at the end of the year that you're going to have the success you want, because you didn't work. So I can show you that. I know what you said. I know what your business plan said, but did you work every day toward that? Did you really put things in place to figure out where you are, to want to self-evaluate yourself? Because if you can learn to self-evaluate yourself, you will find yourself getting better, correcting things before it could have the outcome that you didn't want to see.
Yeah. And that's
Sometimes.
true, across the board in your family relationships, in your social environments. You have to show up and participate. You have to give to be able to get back. It is never just a one direction transaction. That's a lot of what we learn and experience through networking, through talking and sharing and thinking about referrals. And, Nancy has said it before, and we reiterate all the time. We don't look to each other to be each other's client, but we look to each other because we each know a whole circle of contacts that could be the next client for the next person, for our networking counterpart. And isn't it great when we can make that connection and be the spark of a new mutually beneficial relationship? And then we get to turn around and be the recipient of that as well, because somebody now trusts us and knows us to be able to recommend us to somebody else. That's the way it works. And it doesn't happen overnight, but the rewards are there. And it's very worthwhile. So I know we have a whole list of benefits that we talk about, come about or are available through TTR networking. So I just want to remind our members that information, if you'd like to refresh, is out there on the referral runway in the documents that are available to us. And that when we're out and about talking to folks that we're meeting, who may be small business owners, managers, etc., it's worthwhile to share, to touch on and share some of those items with them as well. Most definitely. I really like the article. I don't know how many years old it is now, about giving in order to be able to receive. And we've probably heard variations of that all of our lives, but it's tried and true. So very good. Thank you all for sharing. And now, as we are going into December next week, and Jennifer, what is our monthly theme for December?
It's digging into the details, which there's a variety of stuff that you could probably put under that, but it's kind of goes back to Robert's comments about sorry, we're back in the light now. The idea of looking what you did, how much money do you want to make, that kind of thing. So it can be very individual. It can be looking as a group. I know the one group this morning was talking about, intentionally inviting people. They haven't been really good about inviting people. And I know we talk about it almost every meeting. We need to invite more people. But every group struggles with that, just to do it and make sure you're doing it. But I was looking up some information on digging into the details, and I think it's interesting to have a conversation in our networking groups. And honestly, Dawn, I'm not trying to I'm sure you have some things that you'll want to talk about, but I sent some resources to the leaders just talking about, according to, I think the one source was the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, talking about what makes a successful business and what to do if you don't feel like you are a successful business. What are the details of running a business? And, one of the, and I'll leave you, I'm sorry, Dawn, let me just say,
please.
I've had a couple of my leaders who, or one, I think one or two had said, if they were looking at the new year, well, not if they, as they look at the new year, it would be really beneficial for them to have TTR maybe do a quarterly, like a business 101 kind of thing, that everybody, I mean, most of our events are completely free anyway. We hope it'll, potentially attract new members to us, but it's usually very, very free to attend. But something like that where we'd have maybe, a business coach or something, and it might be a member, but it also might be just somebody who's an expert in the field. And we've got, and all of us are dealing with, we want to make more money. We want to, what do we need to do that? So that kind of thing. But digging into the details is also the whole idea that people are, I don't know. I'm sure you guys, Nancy, Robert, and Dawn, I'm sure you guys have all looked at your goals for the next year. I don't know how many people really wait until January. They're usually looking at it about now, but, just kind of looking at the whole picture and how did this year go and what did you miss? Then how could you have done better? That kind of thing. So,
Yep.
But
Wonderful.
that helps.
That
My flat stomach, I totally missed.
What's
That
that?
what?
My flat stomach. Totally missed that one. That was on my vision board. Yeah, it's still hanging out.
I saw so many social media posts of beautiful pizzas on your page.
See, I'm supporting small business, okay?
Dawn, I would have thought it, but I would never have said it. But that is, it's so funny, Danielle in the Netherlands is a ketogenic coach. And she was saying the other day, and she said it, we were talking today, but she was saying she is all about letting your gut hang out and being who you are. And she said, that is not what is ingrained in our brains. That is not what we do. People don't even know, they're so wrapped up in what society wants them to look like. They walk around holding their stomach. It's just funny, Nancy, that you said that right now. It's just funny that you put that out there because she's all, and I don't know that I've ever talked to somebody who that was their coaching for their clients. Don't hold your stomach in. Just let it all hang out. And she's not saying that should be a negative thing. She just wants people to be who they are and be comfortable with who they are. So Nancy, don't worry about it. Nobody has well, maybe they do. I suppose teenagers or little kids might have flat stomachs, but those of us who've lived a few years don't typically have that, right? I mean, am I totally wrong? I don't know. Maybe.
Nancy, I'm sure you're a goddess when you consider the Greco-Roman art age and what was considered a perfect
Marilyn Monroe was a size 14. Okay, I'm close.
Oh man. Okay, before we wrap up, I did want to share, I got a message from Catherine the Red. Crazy
red-haired lady.
Yeah. Yeah. So she asked me to share with the group that this December 4th, which is this weekend, coming up, that there is an opportunity at St. Simon Church at the Parish Life Center to register and find out if you are a match for, you could be a donor and help cure cancer. So her sister-in-law, Lindsay, is a mother of two beautiful girls and a NICU nurse at St. Vincent Women's Hospital. And She found out in September after 2 days of intense stomach pain and low-grade fever that she was diagnosed with leukemia.
Ooh.
She's currently in remission and healing after multiple stages of chemo, but due to the mutations that led to her diagnosis, a stem cell transplant is necessary. So they are doing this donor registration opportunity at St. Simon Parish Center this weekend. But I'm sure, like Lindsay, there are plenty of folks out there that are in search of donors. So if you are so inclined, what a gift to give during the holiday season to help save someone's life. Whether you're donating blood or tissue or stem cell or, whatever is necessary. It's something to consider that it's again one of those things that in giving you get such a feeling of such a wonderful feeling that you were able to help improve somebody's life, save somebody's life. So I'm going to post that information out on our Facebook page, and I think I've already shared it to the TTR Cares page. So if you're interested, or if you know of others who may be interested, please pass that information on. Jennifer, do you want to share about our December TTR Presents?
Sure. Oh, I was trying to figure out what my husband's doing. Sorry. I was like, what the? Okay. Yes. We are doing one event in December. Because people have so much going on. So we're doing one event on December 14th, and it will be on Zoom. And we did last year, it was a message of hope. And this is basically a message of hope times two, turning adversity into opportunity. And my daughter, my son-in-law's mother and his family, his mom and dad experienced the suicide of his older brother a number of years ago. I'm trying to think. I think it was, she told me, but anyway, they dealt with this horrible thing. They had no idea that their son was that unhappy until they found a journal or a diary that he had been keeping for a number of years before he committed suicide. And this, anyway, so she started this one step at a time event after this horrific suicide of their son, and just dealing with all these things. And
I'm not hearing you.
We lost her.
Jennifer, I can't hear you. I don't know if she can hear me. And she's not muted, so I'm not sure what happened.
can you hear me, ladies?
Ah, there you are.
Yeah, it's because I'm sorry. My husband was driving. So did you hear anything I said?
They heard the beginning of it.
Okay. Well, anyway, so Sherry Hammersmith she did it last year. She's my daughter's mother-in-law, and the story I heard, I knew the story. They've been married a number of years now, and he did it, a number of years before that. But she tells this whole story about how you just don't realize the I mean, she wanted to talk about her son. Nobody wanted to talk about. They didn't want to ask her about her son. And she said, "That's all I ever want to do is tell them how wonderful he was," and all these things. Anyway, so last year we did the first part. I mean, the last year we did it. She talked about the horrible experience, but then what she has done is created this thing called One Step at a Time, which is a suicide prevention walk that we do in September, because Suicide Prevention Month is September. And we've participated. I've done music for it. We've done all kinds of things for the last few years. Well, one of our new members of TTR this year, her name is Christy Rose Fulmer. She and I, she's got a lot of things that credit. I mean, her credential, great things she's done, but found out, and I don't know how I find these things out, but found out that her brother and her father had both committed suicide a number of years ago when Christy was in her teenage years. And she became very angry and started to do some really horrible things. And her mother one day gave her a pair of boxing gloves and told her to take it into do something productive with this. And she ended up, she's now a retired female boxing world champ, and she lives in Indianapolis. She was inducted into the Indiana Hall of Fame, world champion, whatever. She's got like 3 world titles, and she turned that into that. And then she took that experience and she's a co-founder of the program Rock Steady they do with Indiana Parkinson. Or actually, I'm sorry, it's the Parkinson Foundation. I think it's an international thing now, but this Rock Steady was this program that, anyway, so Christy is now a member of TTR. I find out all this stuff about her, and I'm like, okay, we've got to have these 2 ladies join forces. And if Christy can help Sherry and Sherry can help Christy, and anyway, so I introduced them, and they're going to do a presentation on the 14th of December at 4 p.m. on Zoom that I told them I would just love them to tell their story and, how they took this terrible adversity in their lives and turned it into something that is benefiting all these wonderful people. And I just, it even gives me goosebumps to think about hopefully what they can do together. And if one person attends this event and has some knowledge they didn't have before, whether it helps them themselves or it helps them to deal with a family friend or a neighbor or whatever, to me, that is what it's all about. And I would love to, I know that we're a community of people who care about each other. So it's, so I hope that makes sense, but it's, it'll, it's open, free. They're gonna hopefully, just introduce themselves, tell a little bit about their experience, what they're doing now, and hopefully, questions and answers kind of thing, and make sure that everybody knows about these programs that they are now part of the founders of. I mean, in the One Step at a Time, I will just say it's a race walk in September, but they do things with the schools, and they have got programs like buddy programs and stuff for kids who may otherwise, you may never know until it's too late that these children are not mature enough to handle, I mean, I've never had anybody commit suicide in my life, but I can only imagine how angry you would be to find out this person, and you didn't know this person was struggling. But the thing is that unfortunately kids, I think I don't know if he was 13, 14, 15, whatever, but they're not mature enough to understand what happens is permanent. And it's also how what you're doing to the people in your world that are left.
Yeah.
It's not something they can. And the other thing I would just say really quickly, I did some research just to find out myself, but it is not necessarily that the holidays, that the number of suicides go up. It doesn't necessarily. It's just a time when people are a lot of times dealing with sadness and stuff. Actually, I guess the spring is higher statistics for suicide. And we just, there's a lot of people out there that, I mean, you just don't know what they're thinking, what they're, if we can just maybe identify the signs a little better and be, reaching out to people that you think, might be lonely or whatever during the holidays, and be that voice. But these ladies have done wonderful things, and, they would probably throw those wonderful things out the window if they could have their loved ones back. But,
Yeah.
they can't do that, but they're taking something that's really a sad thing and turning it into something really, really wonderful. I don't know if you've heard about the Rock Steady program, but that,
Yep.
I guess, is a just unbelievable program. So anyway, yeah, that's a long-winded answer, but yes, that's what we got going on the 14th of December.
I want to thank you for sharing that. And just to give an insight to those who are watching the recording of this meeting, I mentioned in that acronym rescue that the C was for community. So in addition to the small business development, networking, referrals, we are a group that is focused on helping others in making a positive difference in others' lives. And the TTR Presents program, such as what Jennifer was just speaking about, that's going on in December, is one of those efforts. And I want to take the opportunity to kind of reiterate something about the power of connection and networking. In another one of my professional groups, I found out a member was struggling with, just before Thanksgiving, a young family member had committed suicide. And while everyone was on the social media string, offering their condolences and comfort, I had the opportunity to add to my condolences and say, I know that this program is going on in December, and it's a Zoom call, and it's free of charge. So I put the information out there for everyone. That's how networking works. We keep our ears open to hear those hints and those needs of the people around us. And we offer connections, we offer resources, we offer to help them resolve issues. So through the power of networking and the power of connection, we all want to make positive differences. And if you make that difference, that kind of propels you forward, that you want to do it again and again. So the power of networking can make differences in your business. It can make differences in your lives. And just wanted to put that out there to everyone, something to think about, especially during this holiday season. The year isn't over yet. We are by no means done with our execution. So everybody carry on, do wonderful things, stay focused, hope you maintain momentum. And I'll just open the floor. Does anyone have anything else to add before we close out tonight's call? All right. As always, it's been a pleasure to see your smiling faces, to share with you tonight, and we will look forward to seeing you all next week. We do have some committed visitors that'll be joining us next week, and I forgot to mention, Jennifer, our TTR sponsor, our oh gosh, now I can't think of his name.
Global partner.
Our global partner, yes. That I've invited him to join us for a call in December, and he said he was interested in coming to visit Collaborating Connections as well. So
Okay, good.
yeah.
Good.
So we should look forward to seeing some new faces over the next couple of weeks, everyone. Take care. Have a great rest of the week. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, guys.
Take
Thank
care.
you, Dawn. Good
Bye.
night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.